Hey everyone, it's Kim here, and I'm on day 8 of the 100-day video challenge where I just jump on and talk about anything to do with life and the universe. And today I have actually been given a little bit of an idea as to what I want to talk about, mainly because I've had a little bit of time this morning just to chill out and reflect on a lot of things. So I ended up taking myself down to the beach and I just sat. I didn't walk. I just sat in my car because it was a bit cold this morning, and just stared out into the water and just literally connected with myself and just really embraced all the beauty that was in front of me, and just had some really quiet time just sitting. And if you follow me on Facebook, you'll see I wrote a few things while I was there just about how much we can get out of stillness and how much peace we can feel within just by stopping and doing nothing. And that's what I want to talk a little bit about, is because that is not really a natural way for me to be. I'm not really sure where it's come from, but literally from when I was younger right through till now, I'm literally find myself forcing myself to get things done, do things, be busy. And I remember back when I was, a wedding planner, and I used to, people go, oh, how's business? And I always go, oh, I'm really busy. And it was almost seemed like the busier you were, the more successful you were, the more money you were making. So it feels like that was definitely an implanted default that was in my subconscious, which pretty much was running the show. So if I was sitting down doing nothing, I would always be thinking I should be doing something. And I've been really watching myself with this over the last couple of weeks even. I've just been allowing myself to sit and watch what thoughts come up. And even today, as I did that, I could feel a little bit of sadness come up, and I'm like, wow, that's really interesting. And then I found myself going to push it away. And then I'm like, no, let it come up. And what I found as it came up was that I had this amazing awareness that for my whole life, I've been told what I should be doing. And I've been told who I should be, what I should look like, how I should act. Especially in hotels, when I was working in hotels, I do remember this, and I used to cry every day back when I worked in hotels, where it's like you speak this certain way, you wear this certain clothes, your hair is this certain way, you look this certain way, you act this certain way, speak this certain way. And I remember just being knocked down day after day after day around who I really was. I mean, and that was in my 20s, so I wasn't little. But even back when I used to play netball when I was younger, I remember, the coaches would say, if you're a little bit more confident, you'd be such a good netballer. And I was like, I didn't really even know what confidence meant back then. I was just a teenager, so I was like, I didn't really even know what they meant. But then even back in school, when I was younger, my report cards always said Kim is a conscientious and quiet student. And every year I would get that report. So pretty much as I've gone along in my life, I've learned how to not be that, how to not be quiet and conscientious. And I love being chatty now and, talking and being out there. I do actually like that. But I do find a lot when I'm in a group situation, like a social situation, I do, especially if I don't know many people, I do tend to stand back and just be the observer. And I think at the end of the day, that's actually who I really am. Yes, I love talking. Yes, I love sharing and helping and all that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, I do actually like stopping and being quiet. And I do think that over time, I've learned that that's not a good way to be, because when you stop and you be quiet, there's actually nothing getting done. You're not doing the things that need to be done. And so I then learned that I had to be really busy. And I do even remember I attracted a job where I pretty much ran the marketing department. And I remember trying to make myself busy to prove that I was actually really, because I was quite young in that job as well, to prove that I was actually doing a really good job. And so I then equated being busy to being good or being smart or being worth being paid money or whatever. And, you know, I even find myself being here at home and stopping, and someone else might be doing the dishes or whatever. And I used to kind of think, oh, I can't sit down and do nothing. And that's actually been a really interesting process of just allowing yourself just to sit and do nothing, especially as a mum of four kids. It's actually okay to sit and do nothing. But this morning I just went and sat in the car and I did nothing for about half an hour, and I just sat there. I do treat myself on a Tuesday morning to a coffee because I don't really drink coffee. And I just sat there and enjoyed the quiet. And when you then have quiet and peace, it goes within, and you just feel so connected, so special within yourself. You feel so connected to the world and to the ocean and what's really important. And you know what, if we can get that from stopping and being still, isn't that the most important thing? I really do think that we kind of got it the wrong way around this whole being busy and being productive and achieving. And so I found myself even right up to probably yesterday. I go in different ways, just like anyone else. You know, yesterday I was feeling this need. I had to achieve. I had to do all these things that I, you know, said that I needed to do. In actual fact, when I sit still, and I sat still today and allowed the information as to what I needed to know to come through, I connected to a level of achieving in the face or in the place of peace. Like, how can we achieve while stopping and being peaceful within, and then going with that ease and flow? And I got so much clarity around how we can do that, that I've literally written, I can grab pieces of paper and just write on them. And I'm not going to read it out to you what I've written down. And I'm just going to try and remember, because I don't want to sit here and just read what I wrote. But it all comes back to time. So what happens is that we believe that if we're busy, that we will achieve something. Now, in our minds, we all have dreams and thoughts about what we want to achieve and what we want to have. And that's why we are busy achieving. But what that's telling the universe is that if you are striving to achieve something, you're telling the universe that you don't already have it. So then the universe just aligns energy with energy, which means that you technically are telling the energy you don't have the thing that you want. So that is aligning you with more experiences of not having that thing. So the way it's worked in the past around achieving is that you had to then try. You had to then do something to realign yourself with the energy of having that thing. So whether it is whatever that action step is that you needed to take to align yourself with that energy, that is the thing that would get you closer to achieving what you want to achieve. What I'm talking about right now is saying, when we already know that that thing is possible to have right now. Now, this is where we get mixed up around, we are already what we want. Now, that doesn't really make much sense, but the thing that actually brings the clarity back into the picture is that the element of time, or the concept of time, is not real. So time in itself does not exist. Einstein's proven that, and a lot of other quantum physicists have proven that time does not exist. The only time that exists is right now in this time. So what it actually means is that everything is actually possible and everything is actually happening right in this moment. There is no linear time, in fact, in the universe. The concept of time is just something that we've created. And then, of course, we've created that, so that has become our reality. So we are literally living on borrowed time. We actually do live on 24 hours a day, because that is literally what we've created, and that is what our life is. But let's throw this out there. What if we changed our concept of time to what it really is, which that it doesn't exist? So if we say, I want to achieve something in the future, why don't you just say, in this element of time in the universe, because there is no such thing as the future and there's no such thing as time, that then means that whatever I want in the future is actually possible right now. If you can wrap your head around that, do you not understand how powerful that awareness is? That the concept of time or future does not exist, so that everything that you want is actually available to you right now. If you can embrace that and if you can believe that, then that will actually become your reality. See if you can remember that. So that actually means that when we say I'm trying to manifest something, or I'm wanting to achieve this or get that or whatever, all you actually really need to do is realize that you wanting this in somewhere in the future can actually completely change and bring it into your life and your reality right now by you simply being aware that the future does not exist, so you can actually have it right now. Now, you really have to believe that in your heart and soul that that's how life works and that's how time works. Now, if you can really understand that and really believe it, then that will become your life and your reality. And I know people who do this. I know people who will literally think something and it'll come to them straight away. And I'm not joking. Now, there is this thing called manifesting. You don't need to manifest something that you already are. There's no such thing as manifesting. It's just something we created. Everything that happens on the earth is something that we've created. Does that not mean that we can create anything we want? Yes. I know I'm probably blowing your mind, but this is my reality. This is what I play with every day. And it's something that I am experimenting with every day to be able to bring this into everyone's lives, not just my own, but everyone else's, because this is possible. This is totally possible. So this is where the thing that you want, if you realize that you are technically molecules, you're just molecules, like this desk is a molecule and these things around me, the house is a molecule, everything is a molecule, money is a molecule, cars are a molecule, house is a molecule. It is just matter and you are just matter. So then you say, okay, so how do I, whatever I want, how do I align these energies within me with that thing so that I can actually have it effortlessly by the universe just aligning energy with energy. Now, the way we can do that is simply looking at, you can't put a house inside you. You can't put a car inside you. It all comes back to the feeling of. So I played around with this, and I know I haven't really talked about what I've written, and I think that's going to be what I'm going to be teaching in the near future. But what I've done is I've played with money, for example. Now, when I connect to who I am as a physical being, I am molecules, I am cells. I have energy inside of me, which is my soul and my spirit, and that helps me to do this. If I didn't have an energy inside of me, I wouldn't be able to be talking to you now. I would just be a body just laying there on the ground, which is what happens when you die. Again, that energy has to go somewhere. So we are just energy in a body. The body is just molecules and cells, and it's matter, right? So then if we look at money, for example, it's literally just matter as well. But then you want to say, well, how can I align this matter with that matter? Now, if you look into what meaning you've created for each one, what does money mean to you? What does your body, even your body, what does your life mean to you? And look at the meanings that you've put behind both. Technically, if you can see yourself as matter and money as matter with no meanings, then technically you are the money and the money is you, and you can have it because you're completely linked, and the universe will link you together. But it's always the subconscious, it's the subconscious stories that are going in the background of our mind, which actually gives us meaning towards who we are and what the money is. So say, for example, I just did this thing, and when I connected to, okay, who am I? I'm a molecule. I actually said, I'll be honest, I actually said that I'm actually quite heavy. Me being in this body, I feel quite heavy, and that I'm just energy inside a body. That's who I am, and that's what what I've actually said is the meaning behind who I am. Then I connected to, well, what is money? And the thing that came up was that money is nothing. Now, can you see that I'm not aligned with money? Money is here and I'm here, and we're not. Money is nothing, but I'm energy and I'm heavy. It's like, okay, they just don't align. So then what it means is it's saying, okay, so if you're not aligned with money and you're not aligned with your body or who you really are, they're not going to match. So how do we connect them up? And it's about bringing in characteristics, because if we're both just energy and matter, then it's like, how do we match up these two? Me and a body and money as paper. How do we match up the two when they are so different? And it comes back to the experiences that we want to have with each one. So in a body, as a soul in a body, we want to have an experience. And with money, what we want to do is we actually want to have experiences as well, because that's really usually why we want to have money. So I've written down a few things that I might say that I'd like to experience as a soul in a body in alignment with money. And it was maybe to feel rich, to feel wealthy, or to be wealthy, to have fun, to have ease and flow, experience luxury and making a difference. Like, those were the things that really appealed to me. So it's like, if I want to then align with money, I need to feel those things. I need to feel rich, wealthy, fun, have ease and flow, experience luxury, like give myself luxury every day, and literally make a difference in my life and other people's life every day. So if I already do those things and then I put that meaning on money doing those things with me and me using money to do those things, what then happens is that the money, like, I'm not saying I can't do those things conditional to that. It's not that I'm saying I need money to be rich, I need money to be wealthy, I need money to have fun, blah, 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 blah. I then say, well, I already feel that. And even today I was walking through my garden going, look at my beautiful succulents that have just got new succulents growing off them and blah, blah. And I said, I feel very rich in seeing that that is my life and that is my experience. And the more that I will feel those things, the more that the money will naturally align with that. Now, I don't have to say, well, I don't have to work for the money. I don't have to go and find out how I need to bring in the money. All I need to do is to feel those things and then listen to what the universe and, you know, all any thoughts that pop up in my mind are the way that we are communicated to show us our path. So what then I need to do is I need to then listen to what thoughts come up. And when the thought comes up, I then just need to act on it, making sure that I feel the things that I want to feel to then bring the money in. Does that make sense? How we can align? Because it's like aligning vibration with vibration. And it was really hard for some people to understand the concept of how do you align vibration with vibration when you're actually different matters. Well, it comes down to vibration of feeling. And if you can put the meaning, because it all comes down to the meaning that you put on things as to how the thing vibrates. And you can change anything to a different vibration by what meaning you put on it. It sounds crazy, but we are so powerful that we can do that. So I have just touched the surface of what I've written down here. This is just something that I'm just been playing with and working on for the next program that I'm going to be having fun with people on, about how we can, you know, attract things or have the life that we want without any kind of pushing or shoving or hustling or anything like that. But also knowing that the more inner peace that we have, the more external peace, whatever we have inside of us, we will experience on the outside. It is a universal law. And if the more that we use this, and you can see, the more that I feel rich, wealthy, fun, having ease and flow, the more that I bring that into my reality right now, because there is no concept of time, I will see that turn up in my life externally to me immediately. And I've been experimenting with this for ages. And it's true. So start doing it yourself. Start looking at, you know, getting rid of the concepts of I have to manifest this, or getting rid of the things that I need to try and get this, or I'm trying to achieve this, and say I am already this. And I just need to look at the characteristics of where I'm not that, and completely changing it around to where you are that, and then just being that is enough for the universe to then bring that into your current reality, because time doesn't exist. I hope I've not confused you too much. Welcome to my life and to my brain, and I'll see you tomorrow.